far from the hollow lies. This is the dawning of the rest of our lives on holiday. Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Holiday by Green Day. Absolutely incredible tune and loads of really cool guitar parts to check out. Absolutely love Green Day. It's been ages since I've done one of their tunes, actually. Just everything about learning Green Day is cool. Like the song arrangements are great. The lyrics are always really on point. I love the fact that it's kind of got a real angry kind of punk attitude, but the arrangements are kind of intricate and interesting. It's just, yeah, loads and loads of cool stuff to check out. So let's get to a close-up and learn how to do it. Such a cool intro. These are actually the interval of a tenth. Okay, this is the kind of the minor version. This is the major version. You can see that this top note is 10 scale steps up from the bottom note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's why it's called the interval of a tenth. Now this shape, you can quite clearly see this is the major one. I'll show you this one first of all. It's not the first chord. This is an E flat chord, like a regular E flat major bar chord. But sometimes it can be a bit much having all of those notes in there. So if we just play the bass note and this note, this is the note that says whether it's major or minor. Okay, so this would be the minor shape here. It's just like playing these two notes of a minor, A-shaped minor bar chord. And there's the major one. I suspect you probably want to use your first and fourth finger all of the way through. You might want to change it for the minor one. Some people find that a little bit easier to get their heads around. For me, I just think first and fourth finger all of the way through. So with the first one, the first chord is a F minor. So first finger is in the 8th fret of the 5th string, little finger's in the 9th fret of the 2nd string. You've got two strums there. Then it goes down, this is a D flat chord, so first finger on the note D flat, 4th fret on the 5th string, and little finger 6th fret on the 2nd string. And then we go all the way out to A flat, first finger in the 11th fret of the 5th string, little finger in the 13th fret of the 2nd string. And now we're here at an E flat chord, so first finger again is on the E flat, of course, the 6th fret of the 5th string, little finger on the 8th fret, and it goes up 1 fret. Okay, so that's like E flat, sus, if you want to get all technical. It doesn't really matter if you worry about the names or not, really. F minor, D flat, A flat, E flat, sus, F minor, D flat, A flat, E flat. And the second time there, when it's going through that progression, it just holds on the E flat. So you have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you're playing in a two guitar band, one guitar will continue to do that while the other guitar moves to power chords. So the power chords that you'd play would be F, D flat, A flat down here instead of all the way up here, just A flat down here at the 4th fret, and then it's to E flat. So F, D flat, A flat, E flat. Same thing again for the intro. Now when we hit the verse, there's a slight change in the chord progression. So let me just take you through the verse progression now. So the verse is going F, D flat, A flat, E flat, F, D flat, A flat to C. Now the first progression is the same, F, D flat, B flat, E flat, but then there's 2 bars of C. Let's have that again. F, D flat, A flat, E flat, F to D flat, A flat, C to D flat, to B, A flat to E flat, to bars of C. One more time. F to D flat, A flat to E flat, F to D flat to A flat to C to F to D flat to A flat to E flat to 2 bars of C. To the chorus, F. Now this time we're going the F chord all the way down here. It gives a nice, I'm always talking about how it's important to have different things in different sections so the listener can hear that we're in a new part of the song. So having that nice low F there really adds a lot of weight to that chorus there. So starting on the F there, and it's for a whole bar now. So whereas the verses we had the chord changes twice a bar, now we have 1 bar on each one. So it's F down, down to D flat, then it's A flat going to E flat. And then to D flat, going to A flat, going to C with a stop. Holiday, and then we're back to the intro. The important thing to note there with the chorus is it's a 9-bar sequence, which is fairly unusual. So F, D flat, A flat, E flat, F, D flat, A flat, C, and then C with a stop. We just go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're probably going back to the intro part. One more time through the verse and the chorus. Here we go. So from the verse, 1, 2, 3, 4. F, hear the D flat of the A flat, E flat, F to D flat, A flat to C to F to D flat to A flat to E flat to bars of C. Second part of the verse, F to D flat to A flat to E flat, F to D flat to A flat to C and back to F to D flat to A flat to E flat to bars of C. Into the chorus, here we go, a bar each. And then to D flat, going to A flat, going to E flat, F, and going to D flat, going to A flat, going to C, 2, 3, 4, stop, 2, 3, 4. Intro. Now, after that little instrumental thing, it goes back to another verse, which is exactly the same arrangement that goes back to another chorus. Then we get to the middle 8, and the middle 8 is really cool. So we're starting here with an F, F, G, A flat. Now sometimes that G on the live recordings doesn't sound like it's predominant. It's definitely, I'm hearing it in the bass, so I'm kind of assuming it's there on the guitar, but sometimes it looks like Billy Joe is definitely playing and not really accenting the G, but I'm hearing on the recording. And this would be interesting because you probably use an upstroke for that. So down, down, up, down, down. So F, G, A flat, then D flat, B flat, E flat, C. Fast chord changes there, right? Those power chords are moving pretty quickly. If you're new to power chords, it's a fantastic song to be working on getting those changes. They're not even like easy positional changes either. So F, G, A flat, D flat, B flat, E flat, C, F, G, A flat, E flat, C, F, stop. Now there's a little stop, there's a shout there, I think a hey, or you might want to do a little slide down that second time through there. So let's do that again. It plays that whole sequence through twice, by the way. So 3, 4, F, F, G, A flat, D flat, B flat, E flat, C, F, G, A flat, E flat, C, F, hey, F, G, A flat, D flat, B flat, E flat, C, G, A flat, E flat, C, F. Really, really nice one, especially up to speed. Hey! It's just so much fun. And then we're into the solo part as well. One of those things that I love bands that do a melodic solo. Like Slash is amazing at doing that as well. He does like really complicated solos that are really memorable. The Green Day tends to be a lot more melodic, kind of simple melodies, but they work so well. They're always, I can always sing them along, which is, for me, it's a cool thing. I like solos that I can sing along to. Anyway, we're looking at the chords first of all. So the chords for the solo are going D flat, da, 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 A flat, then C, F, E flat, D flat, A flat, to C. I'm not really sure where it matters where you play the C there. I think there's 4 bars of C while the guitar plays up. And then it goes back into this chord where the bass is just playing that part. So one more time, let's just go through those chords, make sure that you got the solo chords right, and then we'll look at actually the notes of the solo. A few different approaches to playing that as well. So D flat solo, 3, 4, D flat, going to A flat, C, F, E flat, D flat, to A, to C. Maybe it's played up in the 8th fret, I don't know. Wouldn't really matter. Then to the bass. The bass, by the way, is the same as that kind of the middle 8 section, but just played with the bass there. Now the solo. Solos are really interesting with Green Day. Very commonly plays right out of the chords. So that's one of the reasons one of the ways that you can make a melodic solo is to use a lot of chord tones. So I'm not exactly sure what position the actual solo was played in on the record, right? But I'm going to show it to you relative to the chords. My advice would actually be to have a go at working out the solo on your own, first of all. So if you feel confident to do that, maybe skip over this next little bit. I'm just going to be teaching the solo and then talking a bit more about the complexities of the outro. So if you were kind of keen on becoming a better musician, learning to work out solos by ear is a really good thing. And this is a pretty simple solo. It's very melodic, nothing fast, there's nothing complicated. It doesn't matter where on the neck that you're going to play it. So, my best advice, if you want to really make progress, would be to stop this video now. And I'm hoping that when I look at the stats for this video, I'll see a little stop point here. And go and have a go at working out the solo on your own. Then come back and then you'll be able to see, I'll show you the analysis of how the notes in the solo relate back to the chords, because that's one of those, real cool thing. Okay, so that's, I guess, the solo. Second string, 6, 6, 6, 8, 9. Then down to the 4, then 6 to 5 on the 3rd string. This is 8th fret on the 2nd string, 9th fret on the 3rd string, 10th fret on the 4th string, or you could play it here. Doesn't really matter, same notes. Then we've got 6th fret on the 2nd string to 8th fret on the 3rd string. It repeats that whole thing except the second time when it goes to the C. Goes 5th fret, 8th fret to the 13th fret. But what's much more cool about this solo is the way it fits with the chords. Okay, it doesn't really matter what position you play as long as you play the right notes. Or actually, does it really matter if you play the right notes? Maybe you want to improvise your own solo around this idea, which is a cool thing anyway. There's no rules that say you have to play it exactly the way it was on the record, right? But the way it's on the record is very cool. Here, have a look at the chords. So the first chord is D flat. And we're kind of in the key of A flat here, and this is the 4 chord. So it's kind of using the A flat major scale, but so this is a chord tone of the D flat. This is a chord tone as well and we're just stepping through this note here, the note G. Then this is the A flat rather. And we've got this, which is obviously a chord tone, stepping through another note to another chord tone. Then, or here. doesn't really matter which position you want to play it in. It's probably easy here. Look, there's a C chord and you go, that's just the chord tones from here. Now the only part that's slightly different is this stepping down here on the E flat. It doesn't follow that E flat chord change, but this is part of this F chord here. What's an easier way of showing it? Because it's this chord, like an F, actually it's an F minor. We're not playing the minor third on that one, we're just playing this F and the fifth, which is C. And then the bass note steps down a tone while we're still playing those two. And then the second time, same thing. But then so these are just chord tones of C. It's the E, G, and the C, the three notes that are found in a C major chord. So it's just a really, really beautifully constructed solo there. It's like a lesson almost on how to construct a solo that follows the chords really well. It outlines the harmony. So even if you're not, if you weren't hearing the bass notes, if you just heard kind of hear that the why can't I sing that bit? There we go. You can kind of hear the harmony just through the single notes. It's really, really good exercise to kind of understand what's going on in there. After that section, like I said, it moves to the bass part where there's the representative of California or Canada, I think, on the original recording. I've just watched a live video. I think he said it's California. Anyway, it's the bass takes over doing that, but the guitar joins in with the very end of that little bridge part. Here. It joins in just on that da ba da. And then we go, from there it goes into a chorus. On the chorus it does a double chorus, but it misses out the stop. So just where it goes onto the C, instead of having the stop, it just goes around the cycle one more time. Then it plays the intro again, but the intros again, I keep saying again. Why am I saying again so much today? Again. Again. We got the intro, but when it gets to the C, it jumps to the same thing. So we end up... Okay, so intro. Here, E flat, C, F, F. And then that's the tune. So the arrangement of it is, I guess, a little on the complicated side. A good thing to do is always to make a little chart for that. Remember, you can get a tab over at JustinGuitar if you want like the full proper sheet music thing. I transcribe all of these charts. In fact, look, there's my little transcription that I just did this afternoon. And so I transcribe it all down and send it off to my transcriber, John, who puts it up on the website for us. So you can get a full song version if you head on over the website. If you haven't got the tab subscription over on my site, make your own chart. Okay. For my whole life, I've made my own charts for the songs, and I think in some ways there's maybe even a benefit there. I'm not trying to put you off buying the JustinGuitar tab subscription, right? It's an awesome thing. You should check it out if you haven't already. But making your own tabs is also really good for getting it into your brain, because when you write the chart yourself, it kind of goes in better. Like I often find that I can imagine the chart a little bit. Like the structure of it or the order of the chords or whatever seem to make more sense when I'm doing it on my own. So you might find that as well. Yeah, really hope you enjoyed this tune. Absolutely cracker, I reckon, and a really good one for a 2-guitar part thing. If you divide up that intro thing there and you've got somebody to do the solo, of course, yeah, really, really great 2-guitar arrangement as well. Green Day, even though they're a trio, they always have an extra guitar player live as well who, really fattens his tune right up. Yeah. Have yourselves a fantastic day. See you for plenty more lessons very soon. Bye-bye.